Stop talking. It doesn't mean move off mic. Lane. Gotta love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for Spoken Heard Open Mic here at Kickbutt Coffee in Austin, Texas? Yeah. I'm Ernie B, and here's your host, Lost in Thought, and the lovely Hot Tamale.
Yo.
Yo.
As you can see, this is a Ouija board mask. I actually had a coworker tell me that I shouldn't lick my lips or I might summon a demon. Thank you. Yeah, that's a little weird. But I was like, part of me wanted to go, next question, why are you thinking about me licking my lips? Especially behind a mask. Okay. What's happening, Kickbutt? You're about to witness the baddest open mic at the ATX. Spoken and heard live every Sunday night at Kickbutt Coffee, music, and booze. That's right, this is not your average ordinary coffee shop. We do have a full bar. And behind the bar tonight, we have the pirate, Jacob, who will keep you fed, caffeinated, and buzzed, but stuff the tip jar with dead presidents. This is a very expensive frickin' city, but I love it. Hashtag We're Blue. Yes, absolutely. Celebration.
Represent.
Okay, for Lane to go represent that okay. Did you look that up in the Urban Dictionary, Lane?
No.
Okay, just checking. Okay, and the drink.
He did it really well.
He did. That's why it kind of made me stop. I was slightly impressed.
Ooh.
Yes, and tonight the drink specials are all mixed drinks, $4. Get your antioxidants and your booze at the same time.
Yummy.
What is it? What is it they say that Red Bull gives you wings? Well, alcohol gives you balls. Get up here and perform. Yeah, trust me.
Take another shot of courage.
Yeah, he's not wrong. So if you want to come up here, sing your song, dance your dance, strut your stuff, and that's frightening. And hopefully dance better than that. Come over to Lost in Thought, me, Hot Tamale, or Ernie B behind the soundboard. Go over to Ernie B just so he can say.
I can't believe everything's working right today.
You just cursed yourself right
Yeah,
there.
everything's going to go to shit now.
Yeah.
No, I mean electronically. It was like everything just worked. It's like, wow, how about that?
Oh, and welcome to Ernie's new mask.
Yes,
Welcome
sporting
to
my
the
new
crew,
mask.
new mask.
I ordered one because they were cheaper if you ordered 5.
Really?
And or you order 3 and you get 1 free. But I wanted to make sure it was going to fit right first, so I ordered 1. But it's very comfortable. I like it, so I'm going to order some more.
He's been wearing those paper cup filter ones for months.
Yeah.
Well, those are cool because they stay in shape, and you don't suck in the mask when you're talking because it stays formed.
He said suck.
They're disposable. They're supposed to be used for months, those paper ones. They're one time only.
Yeah, well, I had a whole bunch of them.
That's all right then.
And so
Yeah,
basically,
disposable. Truck roll.
what I'm doing since I work at Walgreens during the week, I've been gathering up this wardrobe of masks, including the Ouija board, and I've got one that says 2020, 1 star, don't recommend, and I've got a couple that look like tortillas. So
Tortillas,
yeah,
yes, I've seen those.
it's funny when you do your laundry. And then you've got your mask laundry. That's right there. You're hanging those up.
Yes.
Okay, so are you going to start the show? Do you have the list?
I do have a list, yes.
Okay. Well, while you were taking out the list, I will get our hype man going. Coming up to the mic first off on the virtual Spoken and Heard stage, our hype man from down under, we have Tom Moonbird.
Yes. Welcome, poets, wrestlers, referees, comedians, sleight of hand artists, and other exotic refugees from reality. We have been with Kickbutt tonight for almost 12, count them again, almost 12 years over several venues, and now in this expanded space on Airport Boulevard, Since the pandemic, we used to only meet virtually for the safety of all concerned, but Ernie B is a sound engineer, and Hot Tamale and Lost in Thought are sound hosts. So they expanded Sundays, 7 to 10 p.m., into live, like the people here tonight, as well as Skype, like the people beaming in. This allows both the performers from the last decade to return in either mode, and new voices like you to explore the live stage, masked, socially distanced, but alive. Meanwhile, elder poets like us Skype in and share the oscillating frequencies. Ernie B has also facilitated several live band benefits at Kickbutt. This allows living cultures to continue to expand as other stages close down in this town. Thanks to the bravery of Tom Goering and the skills of Ernie B, Austinites can taste the eccentric pleasures of comedy, poetry, wrestling, music, and hosting every Sunday night from 7 to 10 at Kickbutt Coffee Shop, masters of pandemic poetics, promoters of Austin's eclectic living performance cultures. Yes, you're part of it. Welcome to your night. Woo!
Give it over to Moon.
Hey, Lane, why don't you use the other mic you were using? Yeah, because you already have that one all adjusted for you. Now you're pointing them all to the sky.
Give it over to Moon. Yay. So, I'm going to introduce the very next person. And can you guess? Can you guess who it is?
Reggie?
What?
Birdman?
He'll be arriving later. Roger Rabbit. Yeah.
Coming up next, she's powerful, she's mysterious, she is the masked poet.
Yeah.
Hello, Kickbutt and people on Skype. My name is Maggie, and actually I'm the masked poet, and I write poetry about professional wrestling in my journey in wrestling school. And so every week or every other week I come out and read some poems that I wrote about wrestling. So, and it's a continuous story. It's been going on now all year. I'm almost finished with it. I have an end date in mind. I finally got to end this nonsense about wrestling. Pops told me I'm done. I'm overjoyed. Then all of a sudden, I never wanted it more. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Had I known the bump, we totally could have pulled off a dusty finish. So want to do one of those. Only in wrestling do you have a fire wizard, a racist trope, an Amish fighter from Intercourse, a Mexican cowboy, an evil Canadian, a hippie, a Wall Street banker who is of course evil, and an evil rat who happens to be me, an evil tow truck driver, the baddest man in town, a hitman from Italy, insane luchador, several cholos, the American pigeon, can't forget the pirate, yes, a pirate. This is APW, absurd in all its glory, I call family, racist tropes included. Tonight sucks. I came for work, to find none. So I sit on the sidelines waiting for the day they say, yes, you're in the show. Then I'll hold my tongue. Till then, I hold my tongue.
Like that.
All right, give it up for Maggie, a.k.a. the Masked Poet.
Yay!
Okay. I was going to say something, but I really can't remember right now, so I'm just going to go on to the next virtual poet, coming to you live from H-Town, Houston, Texas. Give it up for Birdman 313.
Bird in the house! Bird in the house!
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna read this short poem. It's entitled Between the Light and the Shadow. Having many regrets Looking into the unforgiving mirror, realizing that all of us have a shadow that follows us around. Between the shadow and the soul. Let's fall in love with the dark side of life that is between the light and the shadow. The breath of passing breeze is sweet. Birds snuggle into their nests as nighttime begins to fall. Open the curtain as the moon and stars begin to peek through. My shadow follows down the hallway into the corridor. Life exists between the light and the shadow. There is beauty in the middle of the complexity and variations. Days without the sun means there will be no shadows. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. No shadow.
I'm trying to figure out where Lane went. All right, give it up for Birdman 313.
Yeah.
Sir, we gotta think of a bird or something. Good thing your name wasn't Catman, because then I'd have to go.
No. I don't tell you about those dudes they call Catman. You really don't want to know about him. No.
I actually did know a Catman. He was my ex's grandfather. He was the coolest guy you'd ever want to talk to. At age 85, and I was like about 25. That was one dirty old man. I'm serious. I mean, we would just be sitting on the porch, just pretty much just watching the world go by, and this girl walked past in like hot pants and a halter. He was like, if I was 60 years younger, oh my. And I'm just sitting there going, Catman, really?
And you call that dirty old man?
No. He went into more detail that I can't.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna. I swear you're gonna. If I actually went on, you'd probably have to go to church, go to confession, wash your ears out, whatever. There's my co-host. Good God, I was wondering where he was. Yeah, because it's actually your turn.
Thank you. And
So do something.
That was so appreciative. Thank you. Boo to you too. That's so heartfelt.
Cuckoo, ka-choo.
He always
Anyway,
knows what to
I'll
say.
wait off stage. Continue.
So coming up next, we actually have a new voice.
Shiny and new. And clean.
Shiny and new. So, coming up next, we have Will Manning.
Do you have a plug on that guitar?
Yeah, I gotta direct in.
I professional to me.
How's it going, everybody?
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you.
What?
I'm new to town, which I'm sure some people roll their eyes at. You get it funny. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'm from the state of Maine. So, yeah.
Really is way
You been to Portland? Yeah. I'm from like the Bangor area, so a couple hours north of that. Yeah. Yeah, that's where all the lobster comes from. Yeah, that's right.
Excellent.
Can you guys hear this guitar?
Slap.
All right, so I moved to town because I got a job in Houston working on a tugboat.
Wow.
That's exotic.
That's exotic. That's a good way to put it. But I'm a guitar player, so I figure I'll come to Austin and try to have some fun and play out a little bit. And so here I am, and this is an instrumental that I just learned. It's done by John Butler. I'm gonna attempt to do it. It's called Ocean. Thank you. One more? All right. Thank you, that's very generous. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. I'm gonna have to change the tuning real quick, bear with me.
No, we won't have any of that. The trouble is not in your set.
Thank you so much.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful talent there.
That sounded good, didn't it?
Yeah, really well done.
He drove all the way from Maine.
Give it up for Will Manning. I'm serious.
he will.
There were parts of that, and I'm a huge Jefferson Airplane fan. There were parts of that that just really sounded like openings to Jefferson Airplane songs. I was just like, yeah, I was getting shivers. I love it. Alrighty, so who did I say? Oh, I remember. Okay, just remember the drink specials, all mixed drinks, $4. Get your buzz on, and we also have large cookies. What is it? The gluten-free donuts, I think those are over there. They taste exactly like brownies. You owe it to yourself. But coming up next to the stage, broadcasting live on the virtual spoken and heard stage from North Carolina. Give it up for Reggie Goodwin.
Yeah.
It's good music to pump you up with.
Yeah. Sedation.
I feel like meditating.
Don't worry, we will.
Yeah, this was actually inspired by a meme I saw on Pinterest. So the first line is actually what is on the meme. It's called Unfit. Jared Kushner is the patron saint of unqualified white men. His grades nor his SAT said he could be at Harvard. He failed up to a Juris Doctorate and MBA at New York University. His father, Charles, sentenced to prison by the New York DA, Chris Christie, rightfully for illegal campaign contributions, tax evasion, and witness tampering, married the privileged daughter of a privileged son like him, lucked out in the sperm lottery. So he's okay with his orange orangutan father-in-law, the patron saint of abject morons who believe conspiracy theories, or that the National Enquirer is high literary commentary. He thinks tweeting like a racist loon is an aerobic activity. He left supporters to freeze in Nebraska, Pennsylvania, and roasted almost to death in Florida. Sociopathy refers to a pattern of antisocial behavior and attitudes, including manipulation, deceit, aggression, and a lack of empathy for others. The defining characteristic of a sociopath is a profound lack of conscience, a flaw in the moral compass that typically steers people away from breaking common rules and toward treating others deceitfully. The disconnect, however, may be hidden by a charming demeanor. That last part we don't have to worry about. Both are revealed sociopaths. From Bob Woodward's rage tapes to Mary Trump's Too Much and Never Enough, you can't escape 230,000 plus deaths, 9.2 million Americans infected, 91 million votes that can't cast before the election. They are bizarro twin clones of the Omen's Damien Thorne. Jared looked like the Hollywood Little Horn with property at 666 Fifth Avenue under tremendous stress, bailed out accidentally by Carter, no less. The orange stewed similarly, propped up by his Klansman daddy, now on the hook of Vladimir Putin, who runs this country through him remotely. With every call, every one not in the presidential readout, from phone calls to Moscow, we're all paying for. He's fomenting civil unrest, boogaloos and Proud Boys pumping their chests, fearing genetic Armageddon, arming for war rather than penis extension, which I think a better idea than insurrection. Donald and Jared are either confession or projection, according to John Heilemann, Skian sociopaths, both narcissists full of contempt and wrath for the tribe of troglodytes who follow them merrily down this fascist path, collapsing a nation under the weight of its unrepentant sin, saying we'll be rocking by summer, calling chaos a win. The U.S., like Rome, is crumbling within. From the leaden weight of white privileged assholes, I wouldn't trust to carve a pumpkin. Both despite being blithering idiots, won the sperm count lotto, whose gene pool stopped evolving long ago, failed of all their lives, colossal dimwits. Their ineptitude makes them entirely unfit. And I have another poem.
Yeah, let's hear it.
This one is called Violence.
It's called what now?
Violence. We currently worry about violence. The Night Riders by Nathan Bedford Forrest, re-imaging as the Ku Klux Klan, are to this day still not listed as domestic terrorists after Union troops removed from the South no longer protecting newly freed Africans, newly Americans. We currently worry about violence and forget the churches that would leave services to pick a Negro, castrate, hang, and burn them, sell souvenirs and trinkets of their body parts, and postcards with the blessing of their so-called pastor in view. We currently worry about violence, but we don't think of counting marbles, bubbles, and poll taxes meant to disenfranchise the descendants of freed Africans from expressing their voice at the ballot box and by extension access to legitimacy and power. We currently worry about violence. Snatching children from their families fleeing violence is heinous. The coronavirus pandemic is violence. Homicide by psychotic negligence. Yet 70 million voters added to the rolls want this. We currently worry about violence, militias liberating Minnesota and its government of its governor, AR-15s at voting precincts. We don't think about the violence of taking freed prisoners' rights to vote after serving time spent, then the state of Florida slapping poll taxes on them, or closing polls to the right to vote in Black, Indigenous, people of color precincts, or splitting college campuses to dilute the votes of youth. We currently worry about violence, but we don't see the violence around us.
Yeah, true. Right for that.
Some music to get violent about.
I'm just gonna take that as my go with it.
That's music to wait in a dentist waiting room to.
Yeah.
Or no. You know what it also kind of reminds me of? The scene in Blues Brothers where they're going up
That's
in the elevator.
what I was saying the other day. I want to get the music when the Blues Brothers are in the elevator
They're
going
listening
up.
to Girl from Ipanema.
That's right.
Anyway, it's hysterical. I swear, when I finally watched the entire movie, Ernie showed it to me because I all my life I've just watched it like from the end, from the beginning, from the middle. Finally, I watched it beginning to end, and I was just rolling. I love that movie.
I could watch it back when I had cable.
Oh my God, you just dated yourself. You said cable.
Yeah, or Dish Network, or whatever. And whenever it would come on, I could watch it from no matter what point in the movie it was on. You know, boom, okay, I'm watching this. You know.
Back when I started watching pay TV.
But now I own it in HD. It's not available in 4K.
Black and white.
And that's Ernie B's current obsession, getting all his movies in 4K.
Well, duh.
Because God knows we need to see Mel Gibson's pores when he's down under.
They're already selling 8K televisions for the public now. You know.
Hey, Molly, if I told you cable first, you'd be like, how old are you?
Honestly, when I was growing up, we never had cable. Never. I mean, it's where if I wanted to watch MTV or something, I'd have to go to a friend's house.
Well, I got it when I was in college. We had it on our campus, and like I said, when we got Diana, I told her how much she kind of like looked at me. She almost wanted to ask. She almost wanted to ask could she see my birth certificate because of the price of it at that time.
Wow. So, okay, I give. How much was it?
$6.
Too much.
Fart.
Too much.
Okay, was this like one of those like cable payments where you distributed it with all the dorm guys, or was it just that?
No, you had to have it in your name, and it had to be hooked up in yours. But everybody paid $6.
Man, you can't even get an extra value meal for that cheap right now. Jeez.
I know it.
I have to apologize to our online viewers. There was some crazy echo happening.
Oh, there was?
Yeah, you guys couldn't hear it, but that's why I keep putting the phone up to my ear, because I'm checking the actual feed, and it was going crazy. I was like, oh, crap.
Leave it to Ernie B to turn an incredibly simple open mic into something wildly complex.
Well, see, what happens is right now, when they're watching at home, they can see all of us on the screen, including you on stage, right? But when somebody reads, I go to full screen of just that person, and I have to turn the audio from that scene on. But then when I go back to the multi-screen, it leaves two versions of the audio on, and it echoes. And then the more I do that, then it adds a third echo and then a fourth echo. If I don't stay on top of it, it's like I went and checked it back right now. You sounded normal on stage. But whoever was calling in, it just sounded like.
So basically, you're turning spoken and heard into a Pink Floyd concert.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So take your acid now, and you know.
But not the brown acid.
Yeah.
So coming up next to the stage, dare I say, I've known this guy for about 12 years, and I still don't know what he's saying 50% of the time. Coming up next to the stage, we have Lost in Thought. Oh, you give Lost in Thought the groovy guitars.
It's number 26. They're not labeled. It's just whatever's next.
No. He needs the girl from Ipanema.
He needs the what? Oh,
He needs girl from Ipanema.
We ain't got that one. Which one's pink?
The girl from Impedance.
Yeah. That's good.
Get your ass over there.
We ain't gonna have no impedance around here.
Oh, I love her, but seriously, fuck you. So I guess I'm going with the theme. This is new. New shit.
New shit.
Yay!
Hot and steamy.
I'm waiting for this notification to go away. Hypocrisy is defined as the practice of engaging in the same behavior or activity for which one criticizes another, or the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. I can't think of a better way to define the last 4 years. An evil, dumb reflection that thinks he's talking to his evil mirror, asking who's the fairest in the land, when it's actually one of his unfortunate staff members, probably holding up a vanity mirror out of fear of a temper that rages more frequently than anything intelligent come out of his mouth. The only smart thing he's done is fire Betsy DeVos. A manipulator that believes he's searing strings into his hands to make his puppets dance, when he's the one that's actually dangling on last lifelines, gutted into him like a pathetic maggot to a fishhook, and reeling him in to be told what to be angry about, because he can't sit through one goddamn meeting and actually look or read through anything an actual president is supposed to. 4 years ago, when he snuck in as covertly as a thief in the night that threw a rock through the window rather than opening the unlocked door, only to literally get caught with burlap bags, he was stupid enough to paint dollar signs on with neon lime green that could even glow in the daytime, and loudly confessed in 1,000 ways, "Hey, I'm stealing from you," as he stole the election. The freedom and the choice from the rest of us. And what did Hillary do? She conceded, told the public, you've got this guy for the next 4 years. Just deal. That was the day of the election. Meanwhile, this year, a whole fucking week later, even as Biden was clearly going to be the winner, he bitched and complained, stomped his heels in the ground, bumping up his fists, crying no fair, and going as far as to hold up the system by getting his friends to try to beat up the kid at the playground because he's actually too much of a fucking coward to hold the title of schoolyard bully with any kind of honor, letting the rest of his country die and suffer from a nasty virus he helped make worse, and yet Biden's the one that's been dragging this out. And his followers, well, some of his followers already waving the white flag and calling for unity, while they were the ones to take the same flags, light them on fire, and burn up the American flag, while telling themselves it was the best for the nation, saying how beautiful the destruction they were causing was. How can you still support this man, even now? Donald, just get out. We don't want you here. We didn't want you here in the first place. Take your Cheeto-skinned, lying, fake-tan, dump-trucked, immature, illegal, vindictive, spiteful, selfish, egotistical, hurtful, racist, homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, stubborn, horrible excuse for the leader of even a dollar store paper-mache Monopoly board game, ass, and your lazy, freeloading family, and get the hell out! You can give a concession speech. You cannot give one. You can spit out however many hateful remarks you want to. Just as long as you do all of this as far away from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue as you can. Enjoy prison, bitch. We've had enough of you spreading this hate and enabling your transparently vicious fan base. We, the American people, are proud to say, get the fuck out!
Yeah! Yeah!
You need to learn how to let go and express yourself.
This guy, yeah, I know. It's like, no, you need to be clearer. What did you mean by that? Okay.
Be more directed to the point.
We're gonna start a new religion called Laneism.
Oh God! Careful what you wish for.
And all he asked for is peanut butter stuffed Barbie doll heads and Golden Girl episodes.
Oh.
The only commandment is brutal honesty.
Beta.
Streaming. Always.
Yes.
I swear, that's why when I tell my kids about VHS, they're like, what's that? Oh, no. So, Mom, did you go to school on a Brontosaurus? Oh, you're hysterical. Okay. I know, and I'm from the '80s. Come on, people. Okay, so who is coming up next? You're gonna spray your own mic? Really?
Maybe.
You're protecting yourself from yourself?
That's right.
It's like Pink once said.
It's like as soon as you leave, then you spray it.
Well, it's like Pink once said. Don't let me get me.
Yeah, because that's all we have left. I have to go get some more.
Yeah,
So.
this is it. So chill the f out.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta keep our mighty mist conservative. Okay, so
as you can see, as you can all see, I got on my soapbox. Coming up next, we have the person that invented it. We have Soapbox.
Woo!
Soapbox.
I still don't have anything new. I've got a bunch of stuff half written. I'm just being non-committal. So I'm going to read some old stuff for you. All right. This first one, this first one's pretty short. This is called Rictus. A pearlescent promise, book-ended in curlicue corners. Pink-white gums drying in the easy breeze of your lies. Your eyes are carbon-copied cockroaches, vibrating in anticipation, agitation, your frustration at their need to flee from me, your doubting Thomas. What is this one called? I'm trying to remember the name of my damn poem. Well, whatever. Unnamed. All right. What is heaven? Should be an irrelevant question to the truly righteous. So too the concept of hell. Rewards and punishments are swell tools for fooling the feeble-minded into blind fellowship. But the kind that require them are woefully lacking in the exact stuff that buffs one against the corruption of evil. That is to say, selflessness. If a knight serves his lord based on the weight of his reward, he is surely undeserving his noble title. Agreed? And while talk of any such afterlife might be good to stimulate deeper conversation, any actual expectation of compensation in return for services rendered makes one no less than a venal hireling, no more than an aspiring mercenary. For at least in my estimation, precursory to the lofty goal of championing good is doing good solely for goodness' sake. It shouldn't take a hellish threat, nor a heavenly promise. If it does you, then I don't think you are really being honest with yourself about whom and or why you serve.
See you, man.
Give it up for Soapbox. Oh, bye guys.
Yeah.
Bye. So, yes, coming up next, we have a hot ticket item. It's a hot. It's a hot button issue. It's a hot time in the town tonight.
How many times can you say hot? Hot, hot, hot and hot.
Because it's hot, hot, hot.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's and her temper is getting hot. Coming up next, we have Hot Tamale.
Check it out.
I know. See, it's pointing to the ceiling. That's see, Lane. Don't move it yet. Put it back the way it was. That's why people walk up to the mic and see how it is. That's how you leave them. It's like, and and not everyone's used to handling a microphone. They just leave it there and they start reading. It's like,
And they're like, hello.
yeah.
Why can't you hear me? Okay.
Okay. Enough of ragging on the microphone technique.
Okay, we've been ragging on Lane for about 12 years about his mic technique. Seriously. Oh, and just wanted to show you. Okay, when all this stuff started going on, all the riots and COVID and political unrest, I have enough knives, according to Ernie B. So, yeah, I do. I have a lot of knives.
To be fair, you do hang out with Ernie B.
Well, this is true.
That explains a lot.
And I'm one of those girls that actually, like, I would prefer a knife to, like, a pretty necklace. So, who knows? But this right here is one of those, it's called a tactical chain. You can wear it, like, hanging from your waist or around my wrist like I was. But in case something ever happened, I can choke somebody out like this. So that's pretty cool. Okay.
Manriki Gusari. The weapon in Japanese is called Manriki Gusari, chain of 10,000 powers.
Yes, what he said. and it's also a stylish bracelet. Okay, so I'm gonna actually read two poems. This one is new, and the other one is old. The second one is old, and this one's called "Hey Daddy." Hey Daddy, I'm a pretty disappointing boy. I learned to fish, but I didn't learn to hunt. Not a real lady either. I'm just a cunt. Good mother, I'm just getting by, making life decisions on the fly. Can't speak Spanish? What a drag. I don't even know how to nag. Yes, I do. Got a mind of my own, Palomita has flown. RGV wasn't for me, dust and machismo, let me be. I know I'm a disappointing son, but I know I'm not the only one.
We have someone watching online, Sasha Devore. She says, now I need a chain of 10,000 powers.
There you go. Oh, yeah. One word, eBay. That's where you'll find it. The only problem is it came from China, so you're going to have to wait a couple months.
That's what I hate. You find stuff really cheap, and then you look at the shipping, oh, it's coming from China.
Yeah.
And you get it like in August.
Yeah, free shipping. You're going to get it in 2021. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The virus came faster.
Cool beans. Okay, and this next one is some old shit called Thoughts and Prayers. Old shit. Sadness and indignation only goes so far. Helplessness is fed by thoughts and prayers. It's a product bartered and passed around when folks don't know what to do. Applied directly to the source of guilt and helpless feelings. It soothes the sting for a while, but it numbs the pain rather than eliminates it. Thoughts and prayers applied 3 times a day makes you feel like you're doing something. But thoughts and prayers only allows you to live and function with the pain. Used indiscriminately, thoughts and prayers may cause addiction. Use caution. Thoughts and prayers combined with hashtags will cause you to overdose with false virtue. If you would like to discontinue usage of thoughts and prayers, please don't go to church. Thoughts and prayers can only be discontinued with action.
Yep.
Or what's that when people put thoughts and prayers, tots and pears? I love that one. Okay, so Lost in Thought. Woo! Well, as I swing my chain up here, who's coming up next? And I know you have the spray. And as he makes a U-turn to go get it, Ernie,
why do you give him responsibility of handling that stuff? You know he's going to lose it.
I'm amazed he didn't spray it on his mask.
Don't do that. That's not. That's for direct inhalation.
Don't throw it. I'm a lady. Jackass. Okay. All right. No. I would say. Good point. Good point, Soapbox. He does throw like a boy. Okay, who's coming up next? Okay, got it. Check it. So just remember, we have drink specials going on. Mixed drinks for $4. Just go over to the bartender, the Pirate Jacob, and ask for your favorite beverage.
Oh, I didn't see. Did we lose the guitar player? What was his name?
No. He's still.
Oh, okay.
His case is still here.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I might want him to come back up here again. Okay, so wait, Lane, does he know he's next? Jesus.
God, man.
How long have we been doing this?
Too long.
No comment. So coming up next to the stage, we have the tunes, the words, and the sounds of Eddie Navarro.
Eddie.
I have words.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
And then sound.
Words are sounds.
O great spirit, whose voice I hear in the winds, and whose breath gives life to all the world. Hear me, I come before you, one of your children. As one of your children, I'm small and weak, and need your beauty to make my eyes see. I need your strength and wisdom. Let me walk in beauty, and make my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunset. Make my hands respect the things you have made, my ears sharp to hear your voice. Make me wise so that I may know the things you have taught my people, the lessons you have hidden in every leaf and rock. I see the strength not to be superior to my brothers, but to be able to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me ever ready to come to you with clean hands, straight eyes, so when life fades as a fading sunset, my spirit may come to you without shame.
Yeah.
It's hanging on the railing. You might have to pop it out of the case. Yeah. For those of you at home, he's trying to plug in his phone so he can get some audio from it. And sometimes when they have the cases on it, they won't let the jack go in. already? Sorry. Oh, that scared me. There, I was trying to turn off the effects first. Oh, by the way, Sasha, who's watching at home, wanted to know if that was the Great Spear Prayer by Lakota. Yes, it is, Sasha. Oops. Huh? Sasha DeVoe, she's watching at home. The Truth Prayer. I can't hear you. Sioux Prayer. It's the Sioux Prayer.
I was doing my PR thing.
I'm doing my ballet until you start talking.
I don't know why, but for some reason, that just makes me think of like a Woody Allen movie.
So why do you guys keep switching microphones? Why don't you guys stick to the same mic?
Using the microphone. He's switching.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, and now I'm gonna do. What was I good?
I'm playing.
Just go on with it.
I'm playing a parent. We're playing a Parent Trap on the microphones. So, coming up next, he actually just walked through the door just now. At this. Now. Yes. He's a new voice that premiered last week, so I guess this week he's not so new. But coming up next, we have Benny.
Thank you. All right, my name is Benny. This song is called Louisiana. I was shaking at the knees when you held me by the hand, but now you're gone just like the breeze, 'cause you found another man. Those clear blue eyes and sunny skies were never far from me, but now each day by day you slip away into a memory. I had a front row seat, but now I'm missing the show. I'm wondering why we had to meet if you really had to go. And on those downtown nights you were something to see, but now these bright city lights are only shining on me. Oh, won't you come on back, Louisiana? Get on track, Louisiana. Tell me, why'd you leave Louisiana? Oh, you should have stayed with me, Louisiana. Now it's been quite a long time since you went and gone, and I've been carrying the load instead of carrying on. I guess the pretty words you said never meant too much, 'cause now it's lonely in my bed and I'm missing your touch. So won't you come on back, Louisiana? Get on track, Louisiana. Tell me, why you leave Louisiana? Oh, you should have stayed with me, Louisiana. I know, she should come back. All right, this next song is called American Made. I'm American made and American bred. I'm gonna tell you all the things that run on through my head. I like to go to bars and I like to drive trucks. I got a couple haters 'cause I don't give many. I watch TV, I eat apple pie. When my team loses on Sunday, it's enough to make me cry. I'm American made. I dropped out of school to fly across the sky. Touchdown in Colorado for my Rocky Mountain High. And white collar or blue, it doesn't matter which. I bought me both shirts so I can easily make the switch. And when I find myself a girl, I'm gonna keep her close to me. 'Cause I wanna raise my children in the land of the free. They'll be American made. From the coast of California to the hills of Tennessee, I'm never standing still, I always got somewhere to be. I'm rolling like a wave from sea to shining sea, 'cause I find a new town when people start to bother me. My white t-shirt is tucked into my jeans. I'm giving you a lesson on what independence means. I'm American made. You know, my daddy always told me to work hard every day, and if you're doing what you love, you shouldn't worry about the pay. So I don't make good money, but I got me some good friends, and we grab ourselves some cold ones when the day shift finally ends. You won't hear us complain, no, we won't be carrying on, 'cause the grass ain't always greener on somebody else's lawn. When you're American made in the US of A, you wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you, y'all. All right, that's probably all I got for tonight. Thanks.
Good night, man. Good night.
I was trying to figure out who just left. I was like, one of these things is not like that. Will. Got it. I love that sound. And I love that smell.
It's minty fresh, isn't it?
It is. It kind of smells like scope mixed with rubbing alcohol.
Essentially, that's probably pretty much what it is.
Yeah. So give it up for Benny. Yes. So,
Hey, did we lose Tom Moon? Oh, there he is.
oh, whoever just sneezed, bless you. I just heard a sneeze. Well, it really wasn't a sneeze. On this end, it sounded like, so I wasn't sure.
Somebody exploded.
Yeah. That actually happens to me sometimes. You just explode. Okay, so right now, whilst Lane is remodeling the list, I'm going to give you some old shit.
Old shit.
And I have some poems. Mostly, I'm an analog chick, I will like write something down before I type it. Not like Lane. I've seen him going like this on his Android phone. I can't do that. I always start out writing first because I need that tactile feeling of a pen.
Hey, Lane, remember when you lost your phone or something, or your laptop crashed, and you said you had lost like 5 years worth of poems or something? Oh, it got stolen.
You can't.
Oh, but you never got to recover any of that stuff, right? No, that sucks.
Oh, and just a little 411. I want to let you know if you are on Instagram, I'm doing a shameless plug for my kid. She's on Instagram as Snoolian's Art. If you want me to show it to you, I can as soon as I leave the stage.
Smoolian's Art?
Snoolians. It's SNOOLIENS Art. All one word.
Snoolians.
Snoolian. It's kind of like a combination between snail and aliens. That's what she told me.
Of course it is.
She loves snails. And she's on there, and she's accepting commissions now. She takes PayPal and Venmo. And she's very serious about her work. She's been drawing since she could hold a pen. So
She does those caricature.
she drew this tattoo for me. This one. And no, not that one. This one right here, when she was 7. So very, very proud of my kid, Snoolian's Art. She can do a full color picture of you. She can do a line drawing. You basically just hit her up on DM, and she's got a price list too. Okay, here's my old shit.
Dry and crusty.
It's an ode to a bad marriage. It's called Locked Up. The warm chrome slips around your neck, tighter, tight, feels so right. Solid links of steel gray, not pink. The lock snicks shut, pull it on, it's there to stay. You have become property, slavery chain. Please, master, I will be good. I'm so sorry. Chrome chain morphs. Chained his location, becomes smaller, and circles a digit, you silly idiot. You let this happen to you, young and stupid, growing old. Slave chains are a band of gold. Hold on, squeezing, not at all pleasing. Hanging on tight, don't make it all right. Strangling the life out of me, I'm dying this way. I'm a shade, a ghost, a specter of what I used to be. Don't want to die with these chains on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a dedication to my asshole first husband. How's it going? Okay.
It reminds me of a Judas Priest song they had called Take These Chains.
Take these chains off. Okay.
Take them off of my heart.
Off of my heart.
Heart.
Not
You ever
heart.
notice that? You ever
Not
hear that
heart.
song by Elton John?
Heart.
Don't go breaking my heart. They never put the T on the end of heart. It's har.
Yeah,
Don't go breaking your heart.
And Ernie, he's been kind of giving me singing lessons. He said you always have to enunciate. You always have to sound out that last
I mean,
letter.
there's a creative license on that, because sometimes if they would have put the T on there, it might have distracted. Don't go breaking my heart. It would have, it wouldn't have sounded right, But when you hear it, when you listen to the song on the radio or whatever, you don't think about it. You know what they're saying, even though the T is not on there. So there's a fine line, What do I put the T? Do I not put the T?
I don't have a heart. I have a har.
Har, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so coming up next to the virtual spoken and heard stage, our hype man himself, Tom Moonbird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I need a conga right now.
I wish I had a set of congos.
That'd be nice. Or at least some bongos. See, Benny?
Thanks for stopping by, Danny. Enjoyed your music.
What's on your mind? What's on your mind? What's on your mind? The emotional elections on your mind. The emotional elections on your mind. At first in South Austin, fireworks and street dancing, celebration of speeches, tear-filled eyes, then this interregnum pause. Desultory tweets over distance. Flag but still flying. Lies, bombast, threats and lawyers. Dragon of fire does not die so easily. Votes of villagers ignored. We are weeping for our pandemic casualties. Now we have to worry about this war. Democracy over his dissent. Packed court versus popular vote. What the devil will do to win. Like fire and war no longer needed by us. We tried his anger, his hate, his temper, his tantrums, his fraud. None of these work as effective social engineering. We laughed at the idea of our freedom being stolen like our elections. We cry at the casualties of COVID as they're rising. We're all emotionally invested in this republic. When will it become a democracy? So get me back into this earth, but not quite yet. We are waiting, patient as earth and wind and fire. Wishes of the people will be Carl Sandburg, Walt Whitman. But we must be very careful what we wish for. We have learned that poetry has more truth than politics, that every muse is different, unique and divergent, and sings for and with different voices, urges, elements. Here is Wind Song of Siren, Maynard, Circe, Water Nymph, Mermaid, Fire of Pele, Vulcan, Earth of Gaia, where we end up as ash and bones, but not just yet. The dance has just begun. Spiral dance or Sufi circle, older than Orpheus, more loving than Eurydice. We are more than between our origins and destinations. We are the voyage. We are the journey. I don't mean tribute band. And the wheel is still in spin, and it looks like being good medicine. Yay, Biden. Yay, Kamala Harris. Yay, voting. Yay, democracy. Ooh. Yeah, baby. That.
All right, give it up for Tom Moonbird. What? What?
That's right. Armed and dangerous.
We got arms. We know how to use them.
I have arms, but they're not dangerous.
I feel like I'm on Street Fighter or something like. Anyway, what is it? Fight! Poo, put, toot, ta, hoo, ha! Anyway.
Arms are for hugging.
Yeah, it's really bad.
You know, I went down to the valley a couple of weeks ago, and
it wasn't very memorable.
yeah, we were just in and out just one day, but. Went to my house, my mom's house, and I have this room in the back where I have a lot of my old stuff from ages ago. And
Decades.
I opened this box, and there was like 4 boxes of video games for the computer. I had Street Fighter in there, and I think Myst, and Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, and all this stuff. It's like, cool, you know. And now I have a killer computer, big old 50-inch monitor and stuff. So let me take these, and they were like all in the boxes. And I shook them, you could hear the stuff inside. So it'd be cool, I'll install these and have some games to play. And I get home, I come back up here to Austin, I get home and I start opening them up, no disc. Ah, crap. Let me open up the second one. No disc. Opened up the third one, every single one was missing the disc. I'm like,
wow. Someone had been there.
Oh, man. But the boxes look good, they're in good shape.
Oh, and footnote.
And they have all the manuals.
It was really dusty in that town that day, in our hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty. It was like, good thing I'm wearing a mask. Whee. Okay.
This mic is buzzing.
Well, don't give it any more alcohol.
Lane.
What?
Stop moving. You're making me dizzy. That's worse. That just makes me sick. Okay, go ahead.
So, coming up next, I almost feel like we're telethon hosts when you point it to me. I feel like, so coming up next.
Nah, I just feel like I'm dragging a ball and chain. Come on, man.
It's like ha 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 ha. Good.
I'm messing with you piece of lunch meat.
It's like ha 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 ha. Good one, hot tamale. Coming up next.
Oh, sure.
Like no matter how bad the act was, you say, okay, great job, and now.
Well, that was a good one. All right, coming up next.
So, all the way.
You got to check the tote board, though. The totals, the tote board. Oh, new tote.
We're just missing Jerry Lewis.
Yes.
Say what you will. That man was an entertainer.
Yes, he was.
He was.
All the way coming from H-Town, we have our very own Birdman 3.
Birdman 313.
Okay, I just turned my Kindle on, so I'm gonna have to grab something else. This poem here. Go ahead, Ernie. Okay. This poem here is called Autumn Day. Today is the first day of autumn. Coffee, hot chocolate, hot tea, and hot cereal are brewing to keep the soul feeling warm. While walking in the yard, leaves are falling gently to the ground. With a little wind blowing, they begin to pile up and are turning brown as they are beginning to fade on an autumn day. They fall softly like snowflakes. The trees are becoming bare. Each day, more leaves make the journey to the ground like snowflakes, falling on a cool, slightly windy day in November. Can I read another one?
Yeah, of course.
Well, okay. This one here is titled, which Ernie should recognize this one. It's titled "My Favorite Room." You too, Reginald Tom.
Yeah, baby.
My favorite room is the place where I write, listen to, and play my music. I spend many hours there, morning, noon, and even at night. I sit in my favorite chair, enjoying the quietness and solitude. There are 4 cornered walls and 1 window in the room. It allows me a view of the sky once the curtains are open. It is not the smallest room in my house, but I enjoy it because it's just the right size. When I look out through the curtains, I see the tall trees, bushes, and squirrels. I look out for inspiration before I begin to write a poem or a song or a short story. This is the room where my imagination takes flight. I will not trade this little room for any coffee house or library. This room gives to me so much comfort, and it makes me feel completely relaxed. Thank you.
Yay.
All right, give it up for Birdman 313. Did you know there's actually a punk band with that name?
There's a what?
There's a punk band. The
Oh.
Yeah, remember those guys? They played surf rock.
Oh, they played here. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
They all had matching shirts, matching hats, and bird masks. They kind of look like the top half of a plague mask. And the way they'd introduce themselves was, "Hi, we're and serious."
Yeah, Birdman, you could open for him.
They were really good. If you like ventures, if you like surf rock, you'd love these guys. Where are they from? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I actually have them saved on Amazon Prime Music. They're excellent.
There's so many bands that come through here, and then like I'll really be into their music, but I'll forget their name. And sometimes I would keep the set list, like so I could look them up later. And then I run across the set list like 4 months later. And I go, who are these guys? You know, it's like I can't keep up. There's just too many of them.
Actually, before all this stuff hit, I was saving like band lists from when I was working the door, and some of the band names, I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, they're hard to remember. You know.
Yeah. What was that one band that did the Cars? Dangerous Type.
Oh, they were good.
They were
a Cars tribute band.
Cars tribute band called Dangerous Type.
Yeah, they were really good.
They were good. They had it down. Ernie B had the lights going. It was an 80s experience.
I even had my laser going.
Yeah, you did.
No, it's not. I don't have it turned on right now.
Yep. Alrighty. For those of you that just came in, just to remind you, it's $500 if you leave early.
No, it's free to walk in, but there's a cover charge to walk out.
If you leave early, that's what I'm saying.
It costs money to leave early, so you got to stay.
Yeah, so you got to stay for the whole show, because if you stay for the whole show, it's free.
Then it's free.
So
But if you leave early, we're going to charge you.
Yeah. So just remember,
Late fee.
let me see. What do we take? We take PayPal.
PayPal,
We don't take Bitcoin.
food stamps will work too.
Cash.
Cash
Cash is
App.
good. If you have any annoying cash on you, that's good too.
Cash
You know,
App.
rare trading cards, anything of value.
Or any old Rickenbacker guitars.
No. Silverware. Yeah. Oh yeah. Disc. The game disc. You
Game
got Street
disc.
Fighter. It was on floppy. That's how old it was.
Oh,
It was on floppy disk.
Ernie, you just dated yourself.
Yeah. There was
Holy
3 discs to load
shit.
the whole game.
Floppy.
Street Fighter 2.
Okay, okay. I'm going to take you back in time real quick before I introduce the next performer.
I don't even have a floppy drive.
As soon as he said floppy, that kind of reminded me of when I went to this VOTEC school called South Texas VOTEC in Weslaco, Texas. We would actually have a data disk and a system disk, and we would keep them in our books because they were floppy so they wouldn't get all crapped up.
Yeah, because the computers actually didn't hold the operating system yet. It was on the disk.
System disk, data disk. I was like, good God, I just
And he just went, whoa.
yeah, that's old. Okay, so coming up next to the stage, we have a sequel. Coming up next, we have Soapbox.
So you're trying to kill me. I see how you are.
Which one do you want?
The taller one.
Okay. There you go.
All right, I got a couple of little short ones.
Short shit.
Short shit.
It's not COVID. I just smoke a lot. Sorry. I promise. All right. So this first one is called Seep. Sorry. If given the choice, I'd like that every moment between us ring true rather than be painless. See, that way, if you should shamelessly sing my praises, I can at least believe you. But I'll concede you, some things are better left unsaid. Sometimes it's best left for dead, that sleeping dog. And sometimes a made bed is there for show and not sleeping. So in interest of keeping up our suspended disbelief, I'll not let grief creep through the seams into our little rendered reality. Because seeps from seams sometimes spout streams that somehow end up waterfalls. And our sweet dream just might get swept away. Another short shit. This is Nye. Perpetually perplexed. What's next? Fuck if I know. It's a slow-going grind here while I bide time, trying to meet this end that's supposedly so nigh, yet somehow always has been. And when the end-all be-all does finally meet his end of days, is that the end of the world as we know it? Who can say? But I can't stay here in hell forever, trying to figure it out for you. Yay. You guys want another one, or I can give you another one? Yeah? All right. This one's called Mole. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to do Mole. Hold on. Let me see if I got this other one. Yeah, okay, well, I guess Mole it is. I don't need you to agree with me. Besides, you know that I find a bit of indignation, righteous or otherwise, a little sexy. And I don't want you to see the world as I do. I'm sure you can tell by the way I describe it that the view from here isn't exactly what one might call panoramic. I'm not demanding that you tell me that I'm right. No confirmation necessary, I already know this. All I ask is that you think about it. Before you take a stand, before you speak about it, think about it. Bother to mull over the possibility that I've bothered to mull over the possibilities, and that my inability to agree with just anything isn't pessimism and it's not negativity, but is based solely on the premise that I vow to disallow popular opinion, groupthink, and unfounded and clearly disproven superstition to define or in any way inhibit me. Don't you lump me in with those fools. I don't you, and I don't limit you to one train of thought or course of action. I'm simply asking that you please just think about it.
Okay. If you would like to get fertilized by soapbox, please write to.
Let, but there's no one there. There's no one there. So, let's hear it for Soapbox and all of his future babies.
Soapbox and the crotch goblins.
Future. Wow. Future baby shit.
Well, if it counts for anything, Soapbox, I'm not projected to get to have children anytime soon either.
Hey, I just thought
That's
of
how it works.
Ernie, I just thought of the perfect punk band name, Soapbox and the Crotch Goblins.
Ooh.
No,
Okay.
there's already a band.
I want a T-shirt.
There's already a band like called that. They're playing down the east side, down the east end. Crotch Goblin. That seems like it's a band already. Is it? See?
Isn't there like an Australian soap opera called The EastEnders?
That's English, baby. That's English. The EastEnders.
British.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's that show with the two women? They're always drunk. That European.
Absolutely fabulous.
I like them.
Absolutely. Fab.
They don't give a shit about anything.
They're wonderful.
So, coming up next, playing music into all of our hearts, we have Mr. Eddie Navarro.
Eddie.
Does that have a pickup on it? No? Okay.
As Ernie B takes care of our performer, please don't forget to help yourself to a beverage from the bar. Just tell Jacob that Hot Tamale sent you.
Hey, can I have one shipped to me?
You've been trying to get that drone shipped.
Yeah, I'll either send it by drone or just drink it for you.
Okay.
And tell you how it feels.
Yeah.
What would I miss? Oh, hold on. Microphone's gonna.
I think Hot Tamale invented telepathic inebriation.
Whoa, I'll drink to that.
Sorry.
The burrito I had earlier.
As we'll travel.
Sounded like the beginning to Bungalow Bill.
River, flute sound. Karma's echo. Karma's echo. Heavy, a little more bass on the guitar, please. Don't you remember? How can a man mourn the death of his country that's still alive? Your spirit, your father, fighting to stay alive. How can a child mourn the death of its father that's still alive? Dreams breath away. Won't you listen to the world cry? Hear the world crying in the night. Send you the spirits whisper. The prayer of bliss to rescue from karma's echo. Echo so loud, so high from your cloud. My spirit, my daughter, where are you now? at home, TV's the light. Wishing to go out and fight. They say there'll be no safety in numbers. The right one walks out of the door. This world of confusion. When psychotic rule the world. Won't you please forget my name? Break free from the slavery world. Brings breath away from holding you in my arms. Won't you hear the spirits in the night? Brings breath away from holding you in my arms. You're just a dream's breath away. Don't you remember, don't you forget, let them make you forget where you come from. The lions of the street are raging, fighting for the last piece of meat. Some of us can barely stand on our feet. My arms are just tired again.
Yeah. Good. Yep. Wow. Okay. Big one. Big one. Crazy cups. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Hide from the sun.
Nice.
Hey, they didn't pay the fee, the cover charge.
They move fast. That's how they do it.
Oops.
I actually told them we do this every Sunday, so they owe us next time. Strangers in the night, exchanging glances. Ooh, I'm flat. Sorry about that, guys. Give it up for Eddie Navarro. Woo! I swear, Eddie, I was asking Ernie if you had like like a vocal, like you had something like a vocal pedal or something, because you sounded lower. I didn't know. I mean,
I just put on lots of reverb and delay. I mean, he likes it like that.
But it made him sound lower. I mean, he was like reaching some Barry White shit, man. I mean, yeah, he's going, yeah. Okay. So while Lost in Thought does some hula dance.
Yeah, you guys can't see that at home, fortunately.
Thank God.
Yeah, we can see it, unfortunately.
You really don't want to.
I guess I could switch cameras and the folks at home can watch him.
It'll make you question your sexuality.
Lane, do that again.
And then you'll realize how hetero you are.
There he is. Now you can see him.
There, check it out.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he was doing the hula dance. You guys on the Skype call couldn't see it, I don't think, but
Yeah, and Soapbox. Hey, guys, and Soapbox says, I don't know about you guys, but I'm aroused.
times is tough.
What was that movie? The Jack and Jill. What was his face from the 80s?
Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh yeah, how did he do it?
No, you're thinking about Little Boy Blue. Hey, he needed the money.
Okay, that's right. Little Boy Blue. Sorry, I was thinking Jack and Jill. Okay, so coming up next to the stage with a big pile of old shit, give it up for Lost in Thought.
Oh shit!
I played that one already.
Did you notice I said pile?
Not a load of shit.
Pile is a 4-letter word. So is word.
But yet you didn't have to spray them both.
Why? You get all phobic?
It's precautions. Safe mics.
Exactly.
This is different. I have Kathy Gray and Jasmine Jew are watching, but when somebody watches on the stream here, it will, it'll show up individually, but it has these two people like together at the same time. I don't know if you can see that.
Huh.
Well, we pretend we can. That's amazing. Yes, yes.
Like maybe, yeah, that's what it is probably. Oh, whatever. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
So, this is some old shit.
Old shit.
Oh
shit.
Dry bubbly.
I'm gay was the response to the dude that gave me the creepy vibe on the bus when he asked me why I didn't get the number of the girl I was talking with and having a good time with. But in retrospect, I don't think that was the best response. In fact, let's just throw orientation out the window altogether and talk a little bit about flirting. It can be subtle with hints of intrigue and flashes of interest that can, at times, sideswipe the ice so fast you really need to be in the right place and right time to see what it looks like, and it has many faces and built different in the structurally sound yet constantly adapting, interchangeable, and downright mystifying thing as the human expression, even to the wearers of it. But unless you are an expertly adept librarian in the card catalog of the human species, noticing the little hints and twinkles is often reserved for those that have come to know you over time and have familiarized themselves in all things you, not by some complete stranger that sees two people exchanging smiles and good conversation and think, love is in the air, whilst equating a Jack Skellington, what's this melody? Something like the heart wants with what the heart wants, and you just have to help these two wandering souls to see what's been in front of them the entire time and then roll credits. Yeah. That can come off as kind of patronizing. Unless you can just happen to be correct, you've just made something awkward that shouldn't be. Because now the two people that were having a lovely debate over the importance of the Nightmare on Elm Street versus the remake have to laugh nervously and over-explain themselves, and it doesn't even fucking matter anyway, because every single way they can find to tell you they don't see each other that way is going to reinforce the chemistry you can't see, because it's not like other people themselves can make up their own goddamn minds over what they think of them, or what they think of someone else, without the help of without the help of some second-rate bullcrap rom-com montage. Because if it's anything that industry has taught us, it's that you cannot survive without that special someone in your life. That you are just limping along, merely existing as this missing puzzle piece that is in some kind of unexplainable desperation can only be defined on the reliance of two hearts that beat as one. But it's not like you fucking matter, that you want to find someone because it's something you desire, and will probably add things to your life and make you better than you were before only because you are improving on a piece of marvelous work that was already complete all on its own, the beauty of you. And you just want to share that instead of not being able to live without them, breathing the very same air of someone that's watching every move you make, every breath you take. And if you've ever really listened to that song, you'll realize how stalkery it actually is. Like when I was in Rochester, working at the place everyone was expecting big things from, Blockbuster. And expressed my concern to one of my coworkers, to this rather creepy dude that walked in and that I knew from the business school I was attending, who was this out-of-shape trucker that would leer at me while his eyes salivated, like he either wanted to take advantage of me or take advantage of parts of me after a healthy slice and dice session. And my coworker's response, he mouthed the words, "Ask him out." Really, dude? Were you not just listening to me? If some Eileen Warnos-looking chick walked in right now actually carrying a loaded gun in one hand and a bloody machete in the other, screaming at the top of her lungs, "My day just doesn't feel right without at least one kill in the morning," and I playfully pushed you towards her saying, "Ooh, someone wants to talk to you. Don't get too frisky now, you little lovebirds. I'm even feeling a little spark." After all, this is actual life we're talking about, not a fucking game of Sims. That doesn't speak very highly of you, nor does it bode well when you don't have some kind of social or mental disorder and you just can't understand something someone is very plainly explaining to you. It's not cute. It's infuriating when people rely on generalities to define you. Just because you're too lazy to think for yourself doesn't mean you should start inducting people. It's misery that is supposed to love company, not stupid. Yes, it can be endearing when someone helps another person see what they didn't before, but only if it's genuine, and only if it works out in the end. But you know what? Most of the time, unless we explicitly ask you, we're not looking for a fucking wing person. We can fly right on our own. And all you're doing is just adding extra cargo to a loaded plane. And what happens to something in the air when it gets overloaded? Exactly. Now, not to knock hopeless romantics. If that's who you are, it's who you are. And you should be proud of whatever makes you you, unless, you're like Ted Bundy or some shit like that. And hell, not even all hopeless romantics are dependent on finding that special someone, because sometimes a beautiful sunset is just as beautiful and mesmerizing, sometimes even more so if you can enjoy it by yourself. And hey, if you really do need to find someone, then you do you, baby. And I'll admit, yes, I have fallen and sometimes still fall into the category of needing someone else. But I'm still trying to work on that. Because I am trying to work towards the belief that you can truly appreciate someone else when it is for them, and not attempting to understand that other person by making them your own personal vanity mirror. Trust me, just like everything else, vanity is proven to be most useful in moderation, and best spent on the person that should matter the most, you.
Riley's in the house. Riley's in the house.
I am. I actually wasn't gonna log in. I was just gonna log in. I was just gonna watch. I saw Tom's shirt, and I was like, I have to log in. And I was like, I have to log in so I can compliment him on his awesome shirt. It's a good one. It's a good one.
I didn't.
Rayla's on the call.
Hey, Rayla.
I didn't realize Rayla was on the call. All of a sudden I heard her voice. I was like, wow.
Wait, but what did you say?
I'm there. I'm here. I'm here. I'm everywhere.
Well, through the PA anyway.
But what did you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. Certainly a thrill. I hope they'll let you on. So I hope they'll let you on. It's a beautiful thing to be heard. It's a beautiful thing.
Okay, what were you...
Oh.
Am I supposed to talk? Am I supposed to talk?
If you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. Thank you. Okay.
Love the one you with.
I was always telling my sister that when we were first going to college, and she couldn't get the guy that she wanted. I was like, just find somebody. Who cares? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Just find somebody that'll make you tingle the right way. How's that?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I still got some other, like when somebody's now that we have people here in the audience, it's hard for the people on the call on the Skype call because they can't hear the people in the audience like we can because we're in the same room.
Okay. Wait.
So.
No.
I could try to mic up the crowd.
Ernie B is gonna put some house mics.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some audience mics up and make my job even more complicated. Well, that's the only way they'll be able to hear the audience.
Or you know what we need to do. You know what we need to do.
Jacob just said we don't need more people to interrupt more people.
Yeah, I know. You know what we need to do? Whichever host or whatever isn't on the stage right now, another person's walking around with a wireless mic.
Like Donahue.
Yeah, kind of like. I could go over to the soapbox and go. So, what do you think?
Remember how Donahue used to run around?
Have the camera pan on him.
Yeah, and then he would go like this.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Riley, come on. Let Riley be heard.
Is it my turn?
He would actually come up like this.
So I wasn't sure if there were like other people that wanted to go.
Baby,
we're waiting on you.
Oh,
no, Rayla.
Okay, I'm here. I'm ready.
Are you gonna introduce?
Okay.
I see. Well, I guess our unofficial host Tom was introducing again. But,
Okay, so Lane, aka Lost in Thought, take it away.
yes. So, I'll ask, Rayla, dear, do you have anything? Yay!
I do. Yay.
Let's hear it for Miss Rayla.
Cool. Poem. I honestly haven't written poetry in probably since like before the pandemic started, but I did start reading or writing this creepy crime story, I guess. I watch a lot of Law and Order, guys. So I just wanted to read the beginning of that story. Miller Nesbitt, series of successful children's books in the early 2000s, centered around a 7-year-old boy facing the hardships of foster care. 12 different publishers turned down his first efforts, citing the material as deeply disturbing to children. But because this was of importance to Miller, as he had been forcibly removed from his home and put in foster care at the age of 3, he went back to the drawing board and re-emerged months later with a lighter, fluffier version of The Orphans, complete with magical toys that helped their young ward. Although Nesbitt's primary audience were children, there were many adults who read his work too. They could be two groups: former foster kids whose experiences resonated with those in the books, those who had given themselves the mission of deciphering his metaphors into something heinous. It was a cult following, born from a single metaphor that many found odd enough to dive into the rest of his work with fresh eyes. To the general public, these endeavors were no more than the wasted, paranoid efforts of any conspiracy theorist. To the research, however, the celebrated author was someone the public should be wary of. The group's efforts paid off when, in 2007, famed author Miller Nesbitt was arrested for the kidnapping of 5-year-old Marcus Gutierrez. Marcus had gone missing several months before, and although he was found in perfect physical health, he hadn't said a word since he'd been reunited with his family. He had been found locked in Nesbitt's attic, dressed in new clothes his parents had never seen before, playing with toys they had never given him. It was only when the police showed them the illustrations in Nesbitt's books that they understood. The attic, the clothes, the toys, the stolen boy, they were his replications, the story he was forcing him to act out. I'd like to say I was one of the readers who knew it all along. I'd like to say I was one of the amateur sleuths that was able to piece together a profile of what Nesbitt actually was, because then I might feel less complicit and, in a way, culpable than I do now. But I was a fan, and I'd vehemently denied every piece of damning evidence I'd ever seen online because of it. It wrecked my entire world. Growing up being tossed between homes, being either ignored or singled out for verbal abuse, I'd come to believe that people like me couldn't amount to anything. I'd come to believe that because I had no place in the world, I wasn't ever supposed to be a part of it. When I'd found Nesbitt's first book, A Home for Me, I'd felt a small glimmer of hope bloom inside. On the outside, I shrugged at the title as though it meant nothing to me, trying to fool myself into not believing in something good, because good things were either taken away or ended up not being good things at all. I projected a tough outer shell to ward off those who might try to break me or think they could help me with their pity. But the second my eyes read the dedication at the beginning, my heart came to a full stop. Dear reader, you will always have a home, because home is not somewhere you belong. It's someone you belong to. And if you belong to no one, you will always belong to yourself. I hugged that book to my chest that night in bed and cried so no one could hear me except me. I imagined that in my home, in my body, it was safe to cry. I had a home. I didn't just not deserve one because life was random and cruel. I aged out of the foster system years ago, and I haven't thought of Miller Nesbitt for a very long time. The last thing I remember hearing before his story faded from the news was that before he could stand trial nearly 8 years ago, he vanished. And despite his notoriety, despite his defamation, no one had seen him since. It's not out of some bout of nostalgia or guilt-driven thought process that has me thinking about him now. I don't even think it's the idea that everything in my adult life has been about trying to be that good foster kid that redeems all foster kids. It's the startling and completely unwelcome fact that Miller Nesbitt is at this very moment standing 20 feet in front of me, ordering a cup of coffee as if he's right at home.
Woo! Oh! 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 Oh!
Give it up for Rayla. Love it.
Oops.
Thanks.
I just reminded myself of something. If y'all ever heard of the movie Jawbreaker, there's a scene in there where two characters say a character's name, Violet. They go, learn it, live it, love it.
That's perfect. 10 seconds of my life I'm not getting back.
You're welcome, Tom.
You're welcome.
So, coming up next. Actually, I think it's the last voice of our night. Coming up next, we have the genius words of Reggie Goodwin.
Yeah, Reggie. Yeah, something.
This is a rant. It is simply called this. You'll recognize who I'm talking about from the first line. You, sir, are a piece of orange shit. Though that's unfair to the color orange. As human feces, your your feckless tan is Billy Rubin, as quipped by malignant narcissist Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs. You're not too far off from the mark of that, a fictional depiction of a malevolent villain, except he was intelligent. You're tweeting more like a lunatic since you lost. Nina Simone said, Mississippi, goddamn, man. For actual lawsuits, you have to have evidence. And that's not the voices in your head. Not conceding isn't winning. It's a traditional formality. It's not even necessary according to the Constitution and Nancy Pelosi. Concession speeches are reserved to your acts than an adult baby Huey that's never had pushback since your wealthy parents didn't want to be bought.
Rose up.
For rich knaves like your parents that didn't want the embarrassment and ridicule of turning you over to the juvenile criminal justice system. No one's ever told you just to shut up. Go back to the golf course, Buttercup. I doubt you've ever been spanked or in timeout. You're a septuagenarian infant who has never been disciplined. So after 6 bankruptcies and 5 draft deferments, what made you think you could gaslight a pandemic? Norman Vincent Peale's Power of Positive Thinking has about as much effect on it as the laws of physics, which are inherently invariant and dismissive of self-hypnosis, autosuggestion. In the case of science, it is what it is, which is why you surround yourself with idiot sycophants impervious to information that would change your stubborn stance. Your third chief of staff surrendered to this menace. Karma paid him recompense, but repetition is effective when managing cult members whose spell is broken with your losing. All the violence hidden in dark musings has bled into the background, and back under the rocks it emerged, because going out in a blaze of glory for you isn't worth it. You tweet like a lunatic loon. You waste taxpayers' dollars on frivolous lawsuits, delaying your inevitable prosecution. The money you stole paid back to whom it's due. People of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and to liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America, which you will no longer abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
All right, give it up for Reggie Goodwin.
Reggie Goodwin.
And I gotta say, I also gotta give a shout out to Schoolhouse Rock, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know the preamble either.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't pass government.
Thank you. Me too. Me too. I swear. And you could see all of my class practically singing to themselves during that one
Yeah,
exam.
you know everybody was.
Going, we the people, in order to form a more... I swear, everybody was doing it, going through their head. It's hysterical.
Yeah.
But it worked.
I couldn't think of a better way to end the night than with that piece, Reggie.
And like I was telling my kids, I mean, we talk politics a lot, believe it or not, almost as much as we do here. And my daughter's like, well, you know, she's very liberal, very Democrat, very LGBTQ, you know. So we get into a lot of discussions. And she's like, yeah, Biden's not perfect. And I said, no, he's not. But he's not evil. And he gives us hope. And then it also makes me think of that one meme I saw. It said, Sleepy Joe Biden. Oh, I know what that means. We can finally get some sleep.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like what they said in SNL on the news on the news thing.
I haven't watched SNL in a long time.
Oh yeah, I do now. Well, this whole thing has reinvigorated SNL. But when they said, how bad do you have to be when church bells ring in France over your defeat?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Good line.
Yes.
Oh, okay, but
Like the Frankenstein monster in the village.
What'd you say, Reggie?
I say you're like the Frankenstein monster in the village. That's exactly what they did in that horror movie.
Now I'm thinking about Young Frankenstein with Peter Boyle, but I digress. Okay, should we do the thing?
Let's do the ting.
Let us do the thing. You have been witness to the best, the baddest open mic in the ATX. Spoken and heard live every Sunday night at Kickbutt Coffee, Music, and Booze. It's not just an open mic, it's a show, not a show without each and every one of you, including you, Rayla. Thank you and good night.